Steve, what's the latest?
Well, we're here in the epicenter of yesterday's protests, and there's starting to be some rumblings of young people with their surgical masks, even the goggles, showing up, passing by here. There's not a mass display of protests yet, I might add. They are handing out signs. Here it says, Hong Kong Gai Yao, which means add oil. Shangang Jiayou in Mandarin. Jiayou is a common saying for people to say, go, or, a rally cry, Jiayou. So they're asking Hong Kong people to add oil. And if we can just pan off here to my right, you can see some people over there. It looks as though they've provisioned. They've come with lots of bags full of water and some food and some saran wrap. Kind of gearing up and ready for some sort of action. It's not large scale, but what we've seen so far this morning is a complete clearing out of Central and of Admiralty here at the Ground Zero. And the cleanup crews have come in and taken most of the garbage, except for a number of different helmets and goggles that were left over. When we first arrived on scene about 5 this morning, these helmets that were used yesterday and, of course, the goggles and the masks were everywhere. The cleanup crews have come in, cleaned it up, but now it seems like this tense calm that we've had for a while is starting to bubble up just a little bit. But you're right. We have heard that the Legislative Council is not going to convene this morning for that reading that was delayed yesterday on the controversial extradition bill.
Steve, this, of course, has been garnering international attention. We've had the UK, we've had Nancy Pelosi also kind of backing the protesters. What do you think is the next move here from Carrie Lam and I guess Hong Kong in general when you're starting to get some perhaps international pressure?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Carrie Lam is under pressure, and she was on local TV last night, TVB, the local broadcaster, and she did tear up a bit, saying she's from Hong Kong. This is where she grew up. She does not feel that she has betrayed Hong Kong, as some of the protesters have alleged. And yet she is steadfast in her commitment to pushing, supporting this bill because she says she wants to close this loophole that she claims that could allow fugitive criminals to use Hong Kong as a place of refuge. But on the other side, the protesters say that's the position that Hong Kong has long enjoyed. If somebody ran afoul of the non-independent courts, the courts in China that are aligned, of course, to the Communist Party, they could have a place of refuge here in Hong Kong with its common law system based on the British system, and that's something worth preserving. Now, we have some comments from pan-Democrats, the pro-democracy camp here in Hong Kong. They had a bit of an impromptu press conference just within the last hour. The chairman of the Democratic Party says, as we have seen yesterday, the force police used was completely disproportionate. What they confronted were all unarmed young people. All Hong Kong citizens must get together and fight with tyranny. Today's Carrie Lam is the Li Peng of 30 years ago. Li Peng, of course, was the former premier of China, widely viewed as being one of the instigators of the crackdown in Tiananmen Square in 1989. A number of other comments, from the pro-Dem camp. Not a lot yet this morning from the pro-Beijing camp.